The Titanic did not sink as you think. The story is not just about an iceberg. It is also about human error, ignored warnings, and disastrous decisions. Here are the facts about what really sunk the unsinkable ship. When the Titanic left port on April 10, 1912, it was not only the largest ship in the world. Titanic was also a symbol of progress. But beneath its polished exterior lay cracks. Construction of the ship was rushed to meet tight deadlines. Cheap materials were used, including weak iron rivets that held the fuselage together. Experts later discovered that the rivets had bent under pressure and opened like a zipper when the ship hit the iceberg. The Titanic was fragile and no one knew it. On April 14, the Titanic received 6 separate warnings of icebergs ahead. Ships in the area called for caution. But Captain Edward Smith didn't slow down. Instead, he continued to propel the Titanic forward at almost full speed. Why? Because reaching New York early would solidify Titanic's reputation as the greatest ship ever built. But the ship's lookouts had another problem. They had no binoculars. The key box containing his binoculars was left locked and inaccessible. Instead of hitting the ship directly, the iceberg hit the side of the ship, damaging 1 or 2 compartments and puncturing 6 compartments, sealing the ship's fate. The Titanic wasn't just sunk by an iceberg, it sank as a result of a series of human choices and errors. On the Titanic, there were emergency boats for a little over half of the people on board. Not for lack of space, there was room for more, but too many lifeboats were not placed because they spoiled the visual aesthetics. When the lifeboats were launched, they were half empty. Caught unprepared for the disaster, the crew did not know how to organize the evacuation. Lifeboats for 65 people were loaded with 12 or 20 people. Passengers screamed for help as the ship tumbled into the freezing waters of the Atlantic. A tragedy was unfolding in the ocean. More than 1,500 people died that night, not because there were not enough lifeboats, but because the planners were blinded by arrogance. When the Titanic sank, it was not only the passengers who drowned. The reputation of the ship's owner, the White Star Line, was also damaged. They downplayed the tragedy to protect themselves. The statements of the survivors were rejected. It was ensured that there was no room for human error in the investigations. The world was told that the iceberg was responsible, as if disaster was inevitable. But the truth was revealed with the shipwreck. The Titanic did not have to sink. It sank because man's ego, greed, and pride refused to see the danger in front of him. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for future content.